Alright, welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4 Millennium Dawn modded playthrough of Colombia. We're gonna get it going here. March of 2035. Retaking the lands that were lost in World War IV. I did take a little hiatus to see what the invasion of Cyberstan was all about in Helldivers 2. So did that a little bit. Sorry for the gap. Don't have as much time. It looks like we just got those 2 free dockyards. Let's get the free military industry and then the productivity bonuses here. That should wrap up, I think, the permanent bonuses that are available. If I'm not mistaken. Like, obviously we could get research reduction speed from all these bonuses if we had gone down this route. Anti-air building. Is that a SAM site? Did they change the name of the SAM sites? Because, I mean, anti-air would make more sense. This is a temporary bonus. Manpower, political power. This, yeah, everything else is just research bonuses. Could get them, don't really care. Like, helpful, but at the expense of political power. Oh, medium tank guns finishing up. The perfect balance between damage and reliability. We're getting, yeah, stealth frigate holes. I'll need to get the 2035 version or 2045. I forget what it is. But that'll be one of the first ships we start making is our final frigate class. Not really a lot I can build right now due to the population issues. I don't really want to be building factories and stuff like that. Yeah, we have 270 million people right now. Employment's gone up to 64%. But based on those numbers, we still would need what? Almost a 36 to 35% increase in total population. So another 100, basically 100 million. Be like 80 million people, 90 million people or something. And that's assuming no local industry where we get those 90 million people, which would be what, Guatemala in a year and some months. And then a year, 2 years after that, all this Mexico territory here. has the pop. I am not declaring war against Tamaulipas. That is a problem. We need to retake Veracruz. Let's get that on order. Can't have any of this be open for joining other alliances or other team or factions. There we go, not teams. Yeah, we ended up with $5 billion in debt through this time as well. Unfortunate. All right. We do have all those subs territories there. Okay. Let's see. Infrastructure is maxed. Looks to be good. Network infrastructure. Air bases are available. Don't have all our air bases built out. Definitely need to get radar systems. I can't believe we don't have that yet either. Strategic fuel reserves. Already maxed. High capacity. Go ahead and build that. Okay, so we already have comsats. Am I making those? So I should have 100 already made. I could launch. Let's check. Yes, we have 100 more OLEVs. Six kilograms, so 4 of those. I just need to do 25 flights. Right? Oh no. There's a rocket launch mass. Oh, that makes that incredibly worse. So it's 3 comsats. And we'll launch 33 then. Now, yeah, that's not GNSS, that's these. Okay, 10 gig. Just say what bonuses we get. Political power gain. Interesting. So we should have digital optical camo done. Looks like it did finish. Go ahead with this. It's gonna hurt my income, I bet. Let's see what double shot rifle benefits we get. Okay, it does look like that helped political power. Oh my god. 40% bonus. Maybe I should have been working on that for a while. In any case, I'm going to go ahead and purchase another set. There's another 2 trillion or something, 200 billion. That's not too bad. It's efficient. All right, so artillery's wrapping up. Could start working on helicopter stuff. We're working on aircraft, guided missiles, cruise missiles, air defense. So SHORAD sites would definitely help. Probably would have made the last war go a different direction if we could have had SHORAD sites set up on some of our border territories. Would have made it a lot harder for them to progress. Yeah, don't really care about helicopter operators, even though they help with naval invasions. They're detrimental to the overall plan. -4. How are we using -4? I don't understand. That calculation is beyond me. My realm of comprehension. Alright, rail lines. Looks like I might need a naval base here. Gives me a linchpin point along this rail line. Should have a third or a tertiary supply point or supply node there. Yeah, we really don't have a lot. Could put one there too. Alright, it goes over that barrier. Then we end up here where we're just gonna be in an awkward spot without having control of everything. Enhanced defense systems. That kind of wraps up what I want for vehicles, so I'm not gonna use multiple research slots there anymore. We're gonna work on cruise missiles. I'm gonna need launch sites. We are gonna go hard on air defense. Plenty of electricity though. That's pretty nice. Go ahead and make sure we still have more nuclear fuel available to us. And that is the last real tech I think that we need. We can use explosive reactive armor, but I don't think that's better than non-explosive reactive armor. Modern. 5 years. We'll go ahead and just get the best nuclear reactors we can ahead of time. not against it. I'm gonna go ahead and pay off more of this loan, which for some reason paying down debt is lowering our income. According to the calculation there, which is weird. Feel like something might be broke in the calculation. We'll get quad mount, and then I think rocket pods or whatever we're gonna want after we get that quad mount. All right, that looks to be a more accurate calculation for our income. Yeah, and getting 6 political power a day, we are making pretty good gains there. With regard to Brazil, I don't think Brazil is actually going to go defend anyone. But, yeah, we can start taking offensive actions. I'm going to say we conquer Guyana here. But, man, 10 years in the future for a war goal is a bit extreme. Well, Paraguay. Same deal. Too many days. All right, so no national focus. Let's start working on the military industrial organizations, even though it's going to take a ton of money with our income fluctuating all over the place. Yeah, probably need to get. I guess I could create a faction too. But we are close to being a great power. Is NATO still around, right? France is not part of any faction. Can I declare war on France? So I'd be Spain. I'd be declaring war on France and Spain that are nationalists. If I went for this French territory, and then I'd have to have naval ships for. I'd have to somehow be able to take control of this area, which just doesn't seem like it's gonna happen. Like, I don't think even with my naval acquisitions could I conquer that. Like, they would just be able to push us out. And I believe that's all trade. Those are all trade routes right here. That's pretty cool. They're all our raw material sales. Everyone's trading with us because of the tech metals. For sure. Alright, so it's 2040, not 2035 or 2045. That is a huge difference. Alright. I can add... We'll... Forgot there's these different types of boats. So that's a convoy. I really don't know what the application is for the convoys, repair ships, and support ships. I'm not familiar. Why is it gonna put a frigate designation on it? In any case, go ahead and mess with the stealth frigate variation. Go guided missile frigate. And yeah, we're getting sketchy. Call it 25, 2035. Colombian FFG. What? Call it a fourth. And we'll just decommission. Corvettes, don't need them. Regular frigates, don't need them. Start making frigates with all our spare equipment. Or not equipment, resources. There we go. Working on destroyer hulls. I'm gonna work on attack subs. And we got the air defense, so let's get SAM sites. Yeah, so we have steel, we don't have light metals, and we don't have precious metals. Looks like the US, Turkey, and Britain have forces in these cartel areas still. So, that's pretty intriguing. They're just trapped. Can't get their units out. And what, it's like 3 years. By 2038, we'll have the early research on genetically modified humans. Nice. In less than a year. Okay. That's probably all the launch vehicles I'll need. Period. Oh, did we finish the entire build queue? Alright, let's go ahead and add more ports. Can't be that many. All the unnecessary stuff. Do coastal forts and stuff like that. Yeah, I have a 700% build speed bonus too. That's crazy. Alright, let it ride. I don't think there's gonna be much to build as far as coastal forts. I do need to check that out as well. A lot of territories here. That's water. That's just a weird tile. I was about to say I need to be able to click that. Each of those being an individual port tile is crazy. Okay. Pretty much everything. Go ahead and get all of everything set up. Stealth destroyers research. Auto influence is just chilling. Thought I had better coastal fort coverage. Maybe I've gotten more productivity out of these or something and can build more. I'm not real sure what determines the max cap on these. I definitely was close to having it if I didn't have it prior to this. Oh, we will probably be next. Can't believe they're attacking Guyana. We will join said sanctions on Brazil. How dare the Brazilians, I'll call them the instigators of World War IV, attack Guyana. This aggression will not stand, says the Colombian authoritarian regime. Oh man. We'll just ignore the hypocrisy of our statements. Alright, let's build all those forts. I can build shorehead sites. Need to get those online. Looks like they're already built in some territory too. But at least one level. I don't know if this is max or probably not, but yeah, it's just the first level of shorehead. Okay. Short range air defense. One level is better than no levels, though. And transport erector launchers? Yeah, we're probably not using them. Statewide defense networks. I think that's probably been the biggest boon to the national defense, but not sure. Oh, and we're basically out of time. Well, let me get out of the naval view and get back here. So I think we went autocratic, right? With Felipe Montero. Fight over clean energy. Hold up. We're going to permanently suspend elections again. All right, we'll take this just for the business opinion. Because that's going to even out our losses, right? And we're back to neutral. Where we want to be. And just to see where we're at going into the end of the episode, economy-wise, GDP, we're back up at 53 trillion, fifth in the world, as Europe is now united. And it is all of Europe, too. So, no longer could I declare war on just France and Spain. Crazy. Territory-wise, they have a ton of territory. Because they have Turkey, and Turkey had this. Industry-wise, that's insane. That's actually crazy. Logistics, we're still short anti-air systems. I don't like that. We've got things to work on, though. All right. Well, I'll catch everyone on the next episode. We're going to have to get our get back on some of these other places. Anyway, I'll catch y'all later. Take care.